What's good, YouTube? This is Stormy B-Man, and I'm back with another video editorial. Before we get started, I'd like to say shout out to the LDBC, the Lions Den Boxing Community, and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. We're calling this one To Make Dollars from Cents. A proposed bout by me, of course, between Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, and Demetrius Andrade. Two middleweights that the sport has seen slowly but surely squander their careers. In the case of Triple G, he has fought more bouts, but with less names on his dossier to make him respectable. In the case of Andrade, he has been frozen out of the opportunities to face quality opposition where namesake could provide respectability. In one case, it was due to his own fault. But since then, there has been a concerted effort to keep the man on the sidelines. And it's not because he's so fearsome, but it's because the style he brings to the ring is formidable. And for those who are not quick studies, he could provide difficulty for them. These two men could benefit from the opportunity of engaging with one another. In the case of Golovkin, who is now in the twilight of his career, and his record standing at 41-1-1 with 36 KOs. He's looking for one more great payday or opportunity, but it may be difficult because though Triple G is aging, there are fighters who would avoid him simply because he still packs a punch. But in his own defense, he squandered an opportunity about 6 years ago to start really carving a niche out for himself, since his promoters were trying to tout him as one of the best at middleweight since Marvin Hagler, completely bypassing Bernard Hopkins, who ruled the division just like Hagler did, being an undisputed champion and having faced pretty much everyone in his division and cleaning out the division. Triple G had 2 fights against Canelo Alvarez, which both were indecisive victories. The first one being a draw, the second one going to Canelo in a closely scored fight, but no real clear-cut definitive winner. Canelo didn't have the power to stop Triple G, and Triple G could not land the punches that were necessary to put Canelo in trouble. He has since then fought some lackluster matches, and even in his last outing, he looked terribly slow, and he now looks really ripe for the pickings. A bout against Sergey Derevyanchenko saw him get a decision that may not have benefited him at all, because most observers felt that Derevyanchenko won that bout. In the case of Demetrius Andrade, he who is fleet of foot, has fast hands and significant pop on his punches, and is southpaw to bear. He's the more dangerous of the two. Andrade can box with the best of them that's around his division. The southpaw advantage in some instances would make for a difficult assignment for most orthodox fighters. He boxes very well out of the southpaw position, has great lateral movement, and he has decent agility. In his last few bouts, we've seen something is starting to take a toll on his legs. His footwork isn't as sharp as it once was, and we're seeing the fact that he may be slowing down, and it has to do with inactivity. Andrade is 33 years old. Triple G is 40. These two men should think about tying their names together in a legacy bout. This is not about championships. This is about credibility and respectability. They are both now vulnerable to the point where they have mutual advantages. This could even be a fight that you get 2 fights out of. The two men, their styles offset one another, with Golovkin being the traditional plowing ahead aggressor from the orthodox position with a pretty decent right hand and a nice left hook to boot. With Andrade, as I said, being a southpaw, he would also have advantages from the southpaw position, and his lateral movement may give Triple G some difficulty, and it would make for a cat and mouse play. But when they do begin to make contact, that's when we're going to see what the two gentlemen are made of. Would Demetrius Andrade be able to hold up to Triple G's vaunted left to the body and the pressure that he would put on over a 12-round bout? Thank goodness it's not 15. Would Andrade be able to pressure Triple G with fast punching combinations that would not allow Golovkin to get into rhythm, giving angles, getting in and out, moving side to side, possibly tying Triple G up when necessary, spinning, turning, keeping him in the center of the ring? It would be exciting. This is the kind of match that boxing fans would enjoy once the fists start flying. Has anyone thought about this? Stormy B-Man has thought about it quite a bit, which is why we're doing this video. It is time to see men try to step up for a chance at legacy, not so much at titles, because there are so many out there that being a champion has become watered down in modern day boxing. But the legacy fight is still something that you can have luster from. You can gain notoriety from. People will look back with fondness and adornment for what you've achieved. Don't let it be too late. These two gentlemen can do it. I could see this being the type of fight that both men benefit tremendously, and they could make a decent payday. If you offer up the fight on DAZN, there's a great chance that it could be on a DAZN type pay-per-view. If it's going to be on a different outlet, then we have to have it on regular television, headlining a card where, though it's the main event, you have to put a couple of young promising prospects on the undercard just to make it attractive. This is what I think about this fight. Demetrius Andrade, Gennady Golovkin would serve a great purpose for one another's careers. These two men can battle it out, and with their current vulnerabilities, give one another a chance at that last opportunity for superstardom. As I said, you could get 2 fights out of this one, especially if the first one is one for the books that people have an appreciation for, which I think they will. Gennady Golovkin could possibly hurt Demetrius Andrade. We saw him wobbled against his last opponent, where that person was not necessarily a name in the sport. And Golovkin, as most aging fighters, the last thing to go is the punching power. For Andrade, Golovkin would serve a purpose of finally capturing a person who could be a name on his record. After his recent bout over Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo Alvarez's press conference saw Andrade stepping in, trying to seek a fight with Canelo next. And Canelo says, "You haven't fought anybody. You just want a payday." Well, they do this. They call it prize fighting. But since he hasn't fought anyone, why hasn't Canelo just stepped up and said, "I'll fight this nobody," and make some great change doing so? It's because Andrade presents a problem. And boxers today aren't in the business of solving or resolving problems. They have a tendency just to let things go and be timid when it comes to stepping up to challenges. I believe once given the opportunity, Andrade will look his best. But time is passing for both fighters. Age is catching up with both fighters. These two men ought to really consider one another. It's a tremendous opportunity for both, a tremendous payday for both. And it's something that we as boxing fans would really enjoy. Let me know what you think about this proposed bout. Demetrius Andrade, Gennady Golovkin. To make dollars from cents. This is Stormy B Man. This is all I have for you at this time. Leave comments and let's discuss. Until the next time we meet, peace, everyone, and everyone please remain safe.